why I am because I'm loud.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely.
I'll use my teacher voice.
Your teacher voice, that's right.
Teacher voice.
Yeah, well, here we are. We're in the Walmart parking lot. We're trying to find a spot.
You're driving like a pawpaw.
And I'm driving like a pawpaw, but we're here to introduce this podcast.
Elementary school.
It's the intro.
Oh my gosh.
Are we doing a
So-
Picture my big ugly.
We
butt.
did a podcast.
Oh,
Right.
come on. They probably think you're amazing. They probably think you're the cool
With-
teacher.
They like my haircut.
Josh.
Black
Joshua Sharp.
Joshy Sharp.
I don't think it's
Yeah, she's
Joshy.
doing,
I'm pretty sure it's Joshua Sharp
Kindergarten through 5th
with
grade.
Joshua
You get to see
Sharp
all the grades.
imagery.
Yeah, for sure.
And his
I don't really
lovely
have a favorite
girlfriend
grade, I guess. I mean, they
was
all are
there with
special
us,
in their own
hanging
way.
out.
Right, but she did not talk
That's
this
what that was my
time.
next
We will
question,
get to
'cause I can
her,
imagine
and
that
we will make her talk next time.
kindergartners
But
are
we
very
let her off
sweet.
the hook.
Break her
We
down.
let her off the hook.
Having
But
a
we had
music
Joshua
class,
Sharp with Joshua Sharp
You're
imagery,
some
and as
Oh, if
some
you've ever heard the phrase
little
like,
children
herding
might know
cats,
him as Mr.
Oh,
Sharp because
really?
he's
I
also a
used
it's a
music
legitimate
teacher,
statement.
as well as a
Especially when you're talking
photographer.
about 5-year-olds that have been at school.
I'm so glad you
6
clarified
hours
that
and-
because when you brought little children into it, it got really weird for a minute.
as well as
That's cruel.
It's torture. Oh yeah, it's like they've got nothing left.
Man, I don't want
Anyway.
them at the beginning
He's
where they're still a little
multi-talented.
sleepy.
Oh, and when we get to school.
Yes, he is.
6:45, so they're definitely
And
Oh,
we're going
yeah.
to
Did you
chat
get
with
them
him
all
right
riled up and,
now.
like, you know, the little, do they still play
on-
the triangles in music?
in the
classes?
closet. So
Yeah,
welcome,
get them all riled
Josh.
up on some triangles. Cowbell? More cowbell.
Yeah, I had an agent worked up today because he said his wife was getting a hysterectomy tomorrow. Guess it's tomorrow. And I was like, dude, make sure it's early. Because I've listened to like these podcasts with like the neurologists that talk about
Oh
how
my
important
gosh.
sleep is. And they
Yeah.
talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
never ever get anything done by a doctor
Uh-huh.
late in the day, in the afternoon. Like I had him freaked out. He's like, I was like, dude,
Nice job,
make
Jeff.
sure it's early because by midday it's impossible for them not to be like 70%, you know, mentally.
Jeffrey, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
probably already
So-
nervous as it is.
I don't know if he was. His wife might be.
You really know how to take people down a notch when they're, you know, all stressed out.
I was trying to help.
Anyway.
Though, seriously, just trying to help the dude out.
I'm on the same. I mean, I feel you. I think.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
if I'm
I'm
gonna
on
go get something done, I'm like, let's do this early.
Yeah.
Let's like
I'm gonna get my wisdom teeth out. Like, don't schedule me at like
Right.
3 p.m.
no.
Like you got a 7:30. Like we'll do that.
Exactly.
But that's the biggest problem.
Because I'm still half asleep when I get in there. Just put me out. Just like
won't take as
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Won't take as much.
I'll just fall asleep on my own. You guys can just
Yeah,
stick me
I
with
need
a needle
nothing.
in. Yeah.
Get it done. So you teach music, and I can imagine we talked about kindergartners, but 5th graders are probably like way too cool. Because like, what do you do in a music class now? Because I ask my kids when they say they go to music, and they don't have an answer.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. But they don't go to your school. But like, I'm like, do you sing?
Oh, they would have an answer if they went to my school, for sure.
Do they sing? And
Yeah, we sing.
They were like, sometimes. I'm like, do you play an instrument? Not really. So
Yeah, we play instruments. So my thing that I tell my kids or colleagues or people that I work with is that I don't want a kid to ever leave my classroom saying, well, we only did this.
Right.
Or we only did that. I want to expose them to as many different types of music, as many different musical experiences as possible, as well as performances. So
Right.
every year, my goal is to have every grade do a performance of some sort.
that's awesome.
Whether it's a kindergarten class performing to a 2nd grade, which we just did this week, or a 5th grade performing in front of a bunch of veterans, which we're going to do next month.
Nice.
It's to me, I think it's just important for kids to understand that music isn't just something that you did in a classroom or that like you learned about, you know, the history of music. Like music is something that you can apply and learn from.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, you can learn. I did 2 reports in college talking about how music makes you smarter, and it really does. It's one of the very few activities that activates both sides of your brain. And makes them overlap. So like when you're playing an instrument, you're reading music, you're doing math, you're working on language skills, you're doing all kinds of different things at one time. I can't remember. I think when I was in high school, our band director told us at any given time there's 123 different things that you're thinking about on a marching band field, and I believe that because
God, that's
you're
a
thinking
lot of
about the
things.
direction that you're going, what you're going to do after that, the note that you're playing. Are you in
Right.
tune with that trumpet player that's way on the other side of the football field? And do you remember what song's coming next? And do you remember what we learned in rehearsal last week that we changed? So all of those things are going through your mind in 1 second. And so, I mean, I think it makes perfect sense that music makes you smarter, because even just sitting in a chair in a symphony concert, you're still thinking about what did we do last rehearsal? What did we change? Am I in tune with that person? Do I remember how to play this note that's on this page? Did I remember the key change? There's lots of different things that you think about. So when I take that back to the classroom, I tell kids there's many different things that you can do with music. You can do music production, you can do performance, you can do business. There's lots of different things that you can do, and I try to expose them to all of those things.
Well, and you're probably different maybe than some music teachers in elementary schools. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I've been in an elementary school.
Yeah.
But you have a passion for music. You're not just a music teacher.
Give
You
him
actually
15 more years in the school system and see.
But I
He
know-
might
Oh,
have
man.
that tire.
But I'm just
might
saying-
have that big belly with the toupee.
I'm working on that.
I mean,
Like,
oh please.
That he's just like, you know what? Screw it. Dealing with these kids, I'm done.
No, but what my point is, he at the moment, okay, present day,
Right.
he has a passion for music. So you do music other than teach music at an elementary school. So that probably
I mean,
translates into your classroom.
I was on stage an hour and a half ago playing in Charleston with the Army Band. So I mean,
Yeah.
I do music actively.
Yeah.
I still perform regularly with the Army Band, and I play at my church, and I just music's been a part of my life since I was in 6th grade. So when I got into high school, I just pretty much my sophomore year of high school, I knew that was the path that my career was going to be
Yeah.
for a long time, and all through college that never changed. There was a time in college when I thought maybe like exercise science might have been cool or whatever, but I already finished 3/4 of a music degree. I didn't want to put it to waste.
Yeah.
So music has been ingrained in me since I was little. I did sports a lot when I was really little. I played just about every sport you can imagine, and I wouldn't say I was forced to do it, but I just didn't know anything else. And my big brother did it, and my dad was like, "Well, you're going to do this," and so I did it, and it was fun. I can't say I hated it, but I didn't love it.
Right.
And I remember when I was 6, I got a piano, and I would like tinkle around with it, and I learned stuff by ear. And by the time I got to 6th grade, I got a trumpet. That's what I started on. And I mean, really from there, I just kind of realized that like my aptitude for music was a lot stronger for that than it was for sports.
Okay.
I never really had a super high sports IQ or anything like that. I can watch a basketball game and
Probably
enjoy
wasn't
it.
interesting
Right.
though to you.
Well,
Like music's
yeah.
is more interesting probably,
But yeah, it's what
or more
It
challenging
made me
too.
tick.
Much more challenging.
Yeah, and it made me tick. I was
Mentally.
interested in that, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to do.
Right.
And so, like I was saying, like I could watch a basketball game and enjoy it, but like if you ask me what play they're in or like how they made that guy get into that box, whatever, like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But as far as when I was in high school, like my band director really kind of took over as like the role of my father all through school, all through high school. My dad, he left when we were real little. I was in 3rd grade, and then fortunately, since then, I've always had somebody in that place, in the place of my dad. And like in high school, it was my band director, and then in college, it was even my band director then, and then some of my friends' parents, and they were always kind of helping me like get a better view of my life through an older adult male's eyes. And then my stepdad stepped into that role, and I'm really thankful for him. But in high school, that's what really pushed me to do music, because this guy who was really influencing my life and somebody I looked up to,
Yeah.
he was a band director, he was a music
Right.
teacher.
Yeah.
And so my thought was, if he can reach me, somebody who really doesn't believe in himself and doesn't, I had no self-confidence, and he said, man, you can do it, like you're really good at this. And so I made all-state band my sophomore year and my senior year. And it was exciting to know that like somebody believed in what I wanted to do. Somebody believed in who I was and what my capabilities were.
Right.
So,
I think it's really cool too that you went from as a young child into high school, into college, the whole time knowing that you wanted to do music, and now present day, here you are as an adult, and you're working every day doing what you love.
For sure.
Not everybody gets to do that.
for sure.
And not everybody knows that at such a young age. I mean, I'm lucky enough to do my passion too. That's my job at the moment, but I had no idea when I was a kid. I mean, if you would have asked me to work out when I was in high school, I would have throat punched you and be like, what do you want me to do with this dumbbell?
All for me, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah, because you're fat, right?
oh, that's enough.
Is
I'll
that
work
the
it
way to
out.
say? Is that offensive?
Wow,
No,
Ryan.
no, it's
Wow.
not.
He's not fat. No,
No,
he's
no,
ripped.
no, it's
like
not, I'm
it's
not.
it's okay to say someone was fat. if
But I
they're
was
ripped,
fat.
right? If you were fat now, I'd be
I
like,
was fat.
You're
Oh
not,
my
you're
gosh,
not
I was
fat. You're
fat.
hardy.
Man, I was fat though.
I think
I
it's
was-
that like I need to verify it somewhere because she showed me the picture and I was like, I don't know, man. We may need a DNA test
I'm telling you, man. I was.
because I mean this is weird. It's one of
like-
those things you see on Instagram. And you're like, that's fake.
Oh no, but no, it was.
I know it's not, but you know what I mean. It's
He's
like
done photoshopped his head on
That's
someone else's
freaking-
That's what I
body.
did. That was a
That's
fat head though. Did you see that
incredible.
fat head? Oh my gosh, I had like my cheeks were huge.
it's just incredible
It was crazy, man.
to go from that to
I'll tell you, in this, I think that not just like the influence that I have from older men that helped me direct my life. I think that was when I realized that like I can do something for myself. Like I don't need anybody to help me do this. And I needed that like a lot because my girlfriend at the time. I was very dependent on her. Like I was a very dependent person, and it wasn't weird for us because like it was just our relationship. I was not independent at all, and I remember I took that first picture that looks like I got stung by 9 million bees and swelled up to 304 pounds. I took that picture and I didn't realize how like big I actually was until I took that picture, and I looked at it and I'm like, my gosh, like I need to do something about this because this is bad. I mean, I was
Just so
19 years old,
unhealthy.
304 pounds.
you're 300.
304 pounds.
304 pounds at 19 years old. I was going to be diabetic by the time I was 21.
But
Hands down.
how tall are you?
6'2".
And you were
6'3".
when you were that age.
About the same. Maybe
okay.
6'1".
But still, 304 pounds.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
No
That's
matter
a
how you
lot of
disperse that,
weight.
that's a big boy.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna have to post a picture of you, so
Yeah,
people
yeah,
maybe
definitely.
that one if you
That
allow
would
me
be
you
to.
can share the
but-
video if you want.
Yeah.
and after.
Oh yeah. Good. Because he did a video for. You're in it. Why don't we just talk about that? You're in a. Can we?
It's a contest. Bradley Martin, he's a trainer. He's kind of like a social media celebrity type guy, but he's a trainer too. Like
Okay.
he owns a gym in California, in Los Angeles. It's called the Zoo Culture, and he's got a podcast himself called the Culture Cast, and it has some really great content on it. Anyway, he was hosting a contest, a transformation contest. Basically, you send him a picture of your before and after. He said within reason, like a year or two, not like 8 years, because that's like different.
Oh, sure.
Ages.
Yeah.
So he's like, you send it if you want, but like we're probably gonna pick somebody that's got like a quicker, transition. So mine was a year, and so I was like, oh, well, I'll send him this, and I
That's
own a photography
crazy
and,
for a year.
yeah, and I own a videography company, so I have the ability to create good. Hopefully,
Your video was
consider
great,
good.
by the way. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I have the ability to create videos.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'll make a video and send it in. And the video was like why your fitness journey was important to you, or like why the transformation was important. And so in the video, if you guys can watch it, maybe I'll put a link on my Instagram and stuff. Check it out. But you're supposed to tell like why it was important, and basically the contest is that you'll get a month's worth of all of his supplement line, and then you'll get a feature on his YouTube.
Oh,
which
nice.
which is awesome because that's it's not only is it a lot of exposure, for me, but it's just something story that can be shared with a lot of people and hopefully inspire them.
It's very inspirational because a lot of people feel like I think that from the line of work that I'm in, and I see a lot of people needing help and extremely overweight, obese. They all the time do not think that they can do it. They think that, and I just trained a lady tonight. She just thinks she's too far gone, and she's not, because she is overweight. But stories like yours, where you're not just losing 20 pounds or 15 pounds. That's a lot of weight to lose, and you did it. And did you do
Yeah.
it on your own?
Sure, yeah.
You did it naturally,
Yeah.
and you did it without much. I mean, did you have a trainer? Did you just
I
kind of
had-
get?
I had
You said you
encouragement. I
you
had
kind of did
encouragement.
research on your own.
I had encouragement,
Right.
and honestly, like to me, I think that was the biggest thing. Was like the best. I just remember the best thing was I was at college at the time, so like I would be. Yeah, this is where I did all of my weight loss in college, which was really hard because college has great food.
Yeah, because
I
you're supposed
love-
to gain weight in college.
Oh, I gained it.
Yeah.
Trust me. That
Yeah,
I gained the freshman
scene.
30. So yeah, trust me. I found it, but I lost it quick. But that's the thing about being in college. You're away from home, so like, people don't see you very much from home. So I know that I would come home and I'd lose 20 pounds. And I remember people were like, "Oh my gosh, like you look great, like you're losing
And
weight."
encouraged you.
that, and like I would literally stay at school like longer and lose more weight just that I could go home and like get that another encouragement.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it was just that, and then people seeing you at the gym, like,
Right.
I'm in the gym consistently, like, I always joke around, I didn't, have a drink or anything till I was 24, because when I was in college, like, it was either the gym or the club, and, like, the club was going to put me in a worse spot than I was, and
Absolutely.
I loved the gym, and I still love the gym.
Right.
And so, that's where I fell in love with fitness, fell in love with, working out, and, seeing results is so addicting, and it takes people, it takes them to the point where they actually see a noticeable difference, and they get addicted to that, and they're like, oh, this is so cool.
It is. It's
and you want
very
to see more
true.
progress, and you want to see more, whether you're trying to get bigger, whether you're trying to lose weight, like, either way, progress, if you can visualize that and then see the next step, that's what's so important.
Right. And you made a good point just a minute ago. You said the encouragement is what kept you, like, pushing and made you want to go further. And people, I mean, how many times have you thought to yourself about someone, or even a stranger in the gym, like, wow, their shoulders really look good. And just to go tell the person
sure.
that, sometimes you hold back because you're like, oh, what are they going to think? It doesn't matter.
That dude's weird.
I know.
It's complimenting my shoulder, and I'm a dude.
But
that's weird.
That could push somebody, like, to the next level.
For
so
sure.
If it's, I mean, I guess you could be a little bit weird if a dude walked up to a girl and was like, hey, nice traps. I mean, it might be a little weird.
There's an agenda there.
But you know what I'm saying?
No,
but within reason, like,
Totally.
hey, I've noticed you're in here a lot and you're really leaning out. Like, that's totally...
For sure.
Yeah,
and
it's
it is not a bad thing to do to somebody that's obviously overweight and obviously working on
Absolutely.
Staying there working on their fitness.
You're
know what
killing
I'm saying?
it, yeah.
No, and like for real though, you see somebody in there that's overweight, like morbidly obese, and they're in the gym. Holy cow, that's a huge accomplishment, because they're taking the step to put themselves in a place where they're super uncomfortable. They're not comfortable being
really
So
uncomfortable.
very
they feel exiled. I say they, meaning me, because I was that person. I felt
Right.
exiled.
Very uncomfortable.
I felt so weird being around these chicks that were ripped, and I have these dudes that were jacked, and I'm like sitting there weighing, like probably like 32% body fat, like had bigger boobs than most of the girls in the gym. Like,
Right.
it was awful.
Right, but
And it was embarrassing.
Now that you're on the other side of the fence and you see somebody obese, we don't, those who aren't obese aren't looking at those people shaming them, or some people may if you're just a real
For
big
sure.
butthole,
Those are
but-
real douchebags.
No, I
you
know, but
what I mean?
Oh, for sure,
you're thinking
for sure.
like you said, like, good for you for being here, and like,
for
it's
sure.
brave, so yeah.
And like, my girlfriend, she's a trainer, and like I'll see her working with clients that may be like, they may be overweight, maybe not like crazy, but like I'll tell them, I mean, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Every time I see them in there with the clients, and I'll come and say hey to her, like I
Yeah.
always tell her clients, hey, you're killing it, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I almost about to cry right now, because like I get so like emotional, because people don't understand
Right.
that encouragement, whether it's through fitness, whether it's through, you don't know what people are fighting,
Yep.
especially in like the context of a place where somebody could feel so uncomfortable and feel so outcast. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to build a community of people, especially in the gym, that encourage each other and support each other, and that's unfortunately a lot of places you go, that's not that's not
It gets
the
territorial
It's-
and
it's a-
weird.
Yeah.
And,
It's a very intimidating place, because when
Yeah.
I first started working out, I mean, I was overweight as well, and you had more to lose than I did, but nonetheless, I was about
No, you had a great transformation. I've
50
seen
or
the
60
pictures.
pounds
It's
overweight.
amazing.
But when I
Phenomenal.
went first in the
Amazing.
gym, I stayed over in cardio land. Like, I didn't want to get off the treadmill or off the elliptical. I did not want to go over into the weight room,
For
because
sure.
there's scary people over there. There's,
my
like you
gosh.
said, like, there's ripped people. There's
Yeah, and you
like,
don't know what
girls
you're
in their
doing,
sports
really,
bras,
and-
and I'm like, okay, yeah, no. And to finally break through of that is a whole transformation in of itself, and that's what I try to get my clients who are overweight, and they're like, I don't want to go over there, please don't. I was like, you're with me, we're gonna go over there. These are nice people,
Yeah.
and they are, at least at my gym.
Yeah.
And to see them now without me over there working
Yeah.
out is huge for me. Like, that's
Yeah.
a big, whether they've lost the
Yeah.
weight or not, it doesn't matter. They've made that step to
For sure.
go in that direction. Which
I
is-
just like hearing that it's hard. The problem we have nowadays is people just think that things happen easy. It's
Yeah.
easy. Everything's easy. Like, we should just, like, you had to make tough decisions. You didn't go to the club. People think, I'm in college, I deserve to do this.
Yeah.
Or, I like pizza, I deserve to eat it whenever
I
I
like pizza.
want. I deserve these things. Like, our mentality in our country is crazy, because it's like, no, you have to make sacrifices if you want to get the result. And if you don't really want it, don't complain.
Yeah, if it's not hard, it's not going to be worth it. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure.
And they
one
want
of
it
the things.
quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been working out for 3 months. Why don't I have the results that you have? Or why don't I have...
Yeah.
Well, one, we're different people.
For sure.
diet,
And you don't know how long that
exercise.
person's been doing that.
Right.
Right.
You know, if somebody will come up to me
Yeah.
now, like, hey, man, you look good. Like, how long have you been training? You know, a year or two. I'm like, no, I've been doing this for 8-9 years.
Yes.
I said, this
Right.
is where I am. Like, this is, you look at, you know, for me, like, I'm not really an aspiring bodybuilder, but you look at these, you know, people that are on the Olympia stage and stuff, and, you know, I mean, granted, you know, they're, you know, supplementing extra things, but regardless, it's still work. It's still, you know,
They're
what
putting
they
in
do.
the work, yeah.
That's a
regardless.
10-year body right there. That's 10 to 15 years of hard work. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not, and I would never take anything away from them by saying, like, you know, what they do isn't hard because of what they take or whatever.
Sure.
It's still hard work. It's still diet.
Yeah.
It's
They still have to do the
stress.
work, whether you're- yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter. And so
They're
like,
dedicated to it.
but I look up to them because they have that work ethic and they're
Yeah.
willing to like sacrifice 10 years of their life to get maybe 2 or 3 titles as like a champion bodybuilder, and that's a bold move. But you know, going back to the you know, the gym thing and the environment that it is, you know, I think the biggest thing to take away from that conversation is that, you know, if you're somebody who people look up to in the gym, or, you know, people see and are like, oh, that person looks pretty good, like, and you know that, like, you know, yeah, I'm in pretty good shape, and like people might, you know, aspire to look like that, then, and you see somebody who looks uncomfortable, or see somebody who is overweight and like they're in there trying and they don't have anybody talking to them, make friends with that person, talk to them, find out, you know, if you're going to be training the same days. And I'm not saying you got to work out with them, but
Right.
like when you see them in there, say hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
say what's up, say how's it going, how much weight have you lost, how you look good, like you're working hard, because I'm telling you, from, you know, their shoes, somebody who's been in their shoes, that goes further than any kind of motivational blog, anything, because it's
Definitely.
real people connecting with you and they're giving you real encouragement, and I think that's so
Yeah.
important. So if anything that's taken away from that, I think that's the most important thing.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
I
if you
agree.
if you look at somebody and think it, say it. I mean, unless it, you know, within reason. But it's important because a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't
and
get
all
the
it is
encouragement.
and it's all it is connecting with those people.
Yeah.
It's about the connections that you make. And I mean, you don't have to be best friends with that person. You want to go out and hang out with them, like,
Sure.
but just say hey. Like, I
Right.
mean, you might be
Yeah.
the only person that tells them hey outside of their house.
Right.
So
Yeah, like you said, you don't know what people are battling,
yeah,
and you might never know what they're battling. But you know, you don't know what you're going to change for them
sure.
by encouraging them, and that's big for you to have. You're fortunate enough to have some. It sounds like some male influences encourage you to
Yeah.
keep you going, because I know there's a lot of people that
Oh,
don't.
man, I'm telling you.
You know what I
It's-
mean? And
It's a crazy story. It's
Yeah.
it's so important to have that male figure if you're a dude.
yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, I am very blessed to be where I am, to do the things that I do. You know, I'm the first person in my family to have a college degree. I've got 2 degrees. I've got a master's degree in administration and undergrad in education, and
Wow.
That's great.
you know, I've got a business that's doing pretty well, and a photography business, and you know, I'm in the Guard, you know, in the Army.
That's
and,
right. Yeah.
you know, I'm working, you know, at my church, and you know, I've got an amazing girlfriend, and I've got a lot of things going for me, and I don't deserve any of it. You know, I had to work for every bit of it that I have, and none of it was given to me.
Yeah.
None of it was handed over. I didn't have the best leadership from my dad growing up. You know, so, and I don't say that as like, I don't want it to seem like, well, woe is me, and like, oh, I had a hard time. Like, it's not about that. It's about the
But it's
fact
the
that, like,
truth, and people need
it's
to
just
hear
that
it.
it is what it is, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there are kids at my school that are going through the same or worse, definitely worse than what I
Right.
went through
Sure.
when I was a kid. And if anything they take, I don't care if they can play a B on a recorder or if they can sing a note in tune, but if they take away the fact that they are something and they're worth something and that they are valuable and that they can do whatever they want to do, if they take that away from my class, then I was way more successful than I ever could have been as a music teacher.
Right.
You know, music is fun. Music is what I love. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's all about.
Right.
It's about encouraging kids to know from a very young age that they are worth something and that they have worth and that they can do something. And when I was growing up, didn't really have that. I kind of had
Right.
to find my own way. I kind of had to figure out stuff for myself. I've got a very loving mom, and she, now this part where I cry. She always told me, she said, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, you're trying not to cry. She's always encouraged me. She's always and I don't give her enough credit sometimes.
Right.
But like, she's always encouraged me. She's always not been able to be there for different reasons, you
Right.
know, and that's not, I mean, neither here nor there. It just is what it is. But the one thing she's constantly been is my biggest fan.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
always,
you cannot replace that.
no. And, you know, for that, I'm eternally thankful.
Gosh, that's good to hear as a mom of 4 kids, 3 teenage girls. You know what I mean? Because you try so hard, and I would.
You always feel like
My-
you're not doing it
I-
good enough.
My heart would be
as a
happy
parent.
if my kid was sitting on a podcast talking that great about me. That's my goal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and to
it's-
think she was, you know, I don't know how long she did it alone, but good Lord, I
All the
can't
time.
imagine
I had to
because
do this
we're
alone,
we're
I don't know,
together,
man.
and it's like I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
giving them enough of me, and I have a partner.
I'm telling
So,
you, I mean, I don't know what it's like to have 2 parents like all the time. I didn't know until, you know, when I was in college and my mom got married again. And I mean, I believe I have a dad now. You know, I believe me and my stepdad Ron. He's wonderful. He's been there for me
That's
more
great.
than he's just like a dad. I can
That's
call him
great.
anytime,
That's
and he's
amazing.
great. And so, but that parental role, I mean, like people that have had 2 parents and, you know, growing up with 2 parents and have never had to experience that
Right.
kind of
it's kind of weird
tragedy
now,
of
isn't
divorce.
it?
yeah.
It's so strange.
It's kind of weird to have 2 parents. I think about
It's-
that because
it's
everybody I know, it's like
very
it seems
taboo.
like they
It's like.
Yeah.
Like kids at school, like it's just so weird because like they say, "Oh yeah, my mom and dad," and like we were hanging out when my mom's boyfriend was over and my dad came over, and I'm just like, "What?"
I know.
Like, it's weird. It's just taboo. It's just what it is. It's the culture. You know?
Oh, the
Well-
kids think that when they see us A, together, and B, know that we've been together when we were there. I mean, we've been together since we were 15, and that's even more. They're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And it's
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, and the
That's
thing is,
awesome.
I think it goes along with what we were talking about without like getting results. And that's a good advice I got from my father. And we've said it, we've talked about it on another podcast, is it's hard. And nobody tells anybody that anymore. They grow up watching Disney movies.
Yeah.
You grow up and you think I'm a princess or I'm this hero. And you just freaking think it's going to be easy because we're in love and it's magical. Well, that's crap.
That magic goes away. I mean,
You
it's-
are in love,
You
and
know.
there's that holds you together. But man, you're going to go through some real serious crap
Yeah,
together.
there's gonna be days when you have to choose to love each other when you don't want to.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's just no matter what. And I say it all the time. I told my brother that because he's still single. I'm the oldest of 4, but and I told him, I was like, dude, you know, he's dating a girl. I said, you just got to know, you know, don't give up when things don't feel right. I mean, as long as the chemistry's there, forget worrying about looks and all that. If the chemistry's there and you're friends, like if you're friends and you share things, man, enjoy that and embrace it because that's what you're going to have for the next. You got to have the physical connection.
Yeah.
You
for
have
sure.
to be able to hook up. You got to be able to want each other. But if you're not friends,
Yeah.
if you don't like think, man, this great thing just happened to me, you
Yeah.
know, at school, and you don't want to tell her. I mean, that's
Oh.
weird
Yeah.
to me. That's just
I mean,
strange.
Yeah, my
to me.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
she's the first person I tell about everything.
You
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
so
and-
that's like, and you I can't say it enough. If it's not hard sometimes, and you
Yeah.
can't say, and that's what I tell my kids, you're getting married. There's going to be times that you're going to be able. There's going to be multiple times in your marriage that you're going to be able to justifiably walk
Just
away.
walk away. Yeah.
You're going to be able to say, "I'm out. This is crap."
Oh yeah.
But you've got to fight through it. And some of us are more fortunate. Like my parents have been together. They're married. They've been together forever. So I had that model. You know. So it's a little. But I just see people that think that this is going to be easy because we're in love.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And it's just so easy, I think, for people to walk away and not. I mean, just to give up. Like what I don't give up on anybody, let alone my own husband. You know what I mean? I take this stuff seriously. Why? Like you said, we've been through some
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
but I mean, just to give up and just to walk away. It's just people don't fight anymore. There's no fighting anybody. We got off tangent. Sorry.
We did. Sorry, I
No,
always get
well, and I
passionate
mean-
about relationships because I think it's just.
I mean, but that's what that's what it's all about is relationships. That's what our life is.
Yeah,
you
for
know what
sure.
I mean, you think about the relationships you make with people in the gym, whatever. I mean, whether it's your marriage or your boyfriend, girlfriend, you're choosing to love that person on the treadmill that may not love themselves.
Right.
Sometimes I got to choose my girlfriend when maybe she doesn't love herself, or she's got to do the same for me.
Right.
It's all
huge,
it's
yeah.
all about building each other up, and Yeah, I'm not like a pacifist or like we need to love everyone type.
Right.
But like,
No, there's times when you're just a jerk. I mean,
yeah, and there's
was-
times that it's justifiable to not
yeah.
really, like what somebody does. I mean,
Right.
I don't, wish, harm, hopefully to anybody, but like, I mean,
I have a few. A few on my list.
because you're crazy, Jay.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't wish harm on anybody.
I'm probably on that hit list now.
Oh yeah,
no way.
So tell us, not to switch gears, but I do want to touch on this
Sure.
before we go. You did start your own business, photography business, which I think is amazing.
Yes.
You started on your own, you just from ground up.
Yeah, if you would have told me 2 years ago that I would not have an evening to myself in the fall of 2018, because I don't.
That's
And
a good thing.
But some are, dedicated to, my relationship with my girlfriend, but, a lot are dedicated to business. I teach elementary school full time, so I don't have time to work on photography, videography all day long.
Right.
But it's something I'm passionate about, something I really love. And I got started, it's kind of interesting actually. The camera that I took the picture of myself, my fat self, with, was my first DSLR camera, and that was the day that I bought that camera. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take a selfie in the mirror with this. And that's when I was like, an HD picture of my gut, and I'm like, good Lord, this is huge.
You wanted to delete it.
Yeah, I did, but I'm
So badly.
thankful I didn't, because that is
Yeah.
the only photo that exists.
Inspiration,
That is
man.
the only photo that exists of me with my shirt off at 304 pounds. Probably since like 260 pounds.
Wow.
And so anyway, like I bought that camera and I was like, oh, I'm going to be a photographer. I was like freshman in college. It interested me, but I got it and then I didn't have time to do anything with it, and I just kind of sat there and collected dust. Fast forward to a couple years later, 3 or 4 years, and I go to Haiti for the first time, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was great. I took a lot of really awesome pictures on my phone, like really good pictures. I had an iPhone 5 at the time. It was great.
Oh, that's so bad now.
Dude,
Just kidding.
oh, dude, I'm telling you, they were great pictures. But then my phone went in the ocean.
Oh, no.
I know.
Did you
I was
have
so
them?
mad.
Did they go to the cloud? Or were you not a cloud
They
guy?
went to,
Dave?
if there's picture heaven in the clouds, then yes, that's where they went.
Got it.
No, they weren't in the cloud. I mean, I was so bummed out. But anyway, fortunately, one of my buddies that actually had been staying down there, he was there for like 2 months. We were picking him up on this trip, and he had an extra phone with him, so I put my SIM card in his. We were
Oh,
good
nice.
to go.
Oh, cool.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So I still got some pictures and stuff from the trip. It was a Samsung, unfortunately. No hate on Samsung.
Well,
they're
we
good.
gotta
They're
go.
good.
No,
No,
They got
Samsung,
good cameras
Samsung's
now,
cool.
right? I mean-
Samsung's cool. The S9 is sweet. But I use Apple for everything, so it just
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
do too.
But anyway, so back to the Haiti thing. So the next trip, I took my cheap little camera that I took my fat picture in.
Yep.
Took that camera with me, and I was like, I'm gonna try to like photo document this trip, whatever. So I take these pictures, a lot of pictures, probably what I thought was a lot of pictures, like maybe 300, 400 pictures. Now
a
I'm
lot,
like,
yeah.
that's like nothing. That's like half a senior session.
Right.
But I took all these pictures, and I got home and I put them on my computer, and I'm like, I was like, what do I want to do with these? And I said, I want to try to make them look better. Like, I want to edit some photos. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be bougie. I'm going to edit these.
Bougie.
Yeah.
I'm going to edit these photos. I'm going to be a real photographer here. So I got Lightroom, which is a professional editing software. I got
Right.
Lightroom, and I'm like, I have no idea how to use this. But I knew how to work the clarity tool, which is like this tool in there, and I crank it up, and I was like, oh, these pictures look sweet.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'll send you a couple you can post on your podcast
Yeah.
thing. From that trip, the Haiti
Yeah.
trip, because they actually some are really great photos. I went back and re-edited them, and they look really nice. But anyway, so I took all these pictures. I came home, put them on my computer, and I was editing them, and I'm like, this is really cool. I said, I really love this process of like making a picture look like something it didn't, and or making it look better, like
Right.
increasing the contrast and really bringing life to the photo. So it was almost like I was painting. I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And so from that, I kind of was like, start taking some pictures. And then I was like, I want to do video. Forget the pictures. So I wanted to do video, and I bought this like $800 like Sony AX something like HD handheld camera. Had that camera, shot a music video for a friend of mine's band, Run to the Hearts. Check them out. They're on Instagram and everything.
Oh,
They're
cool.
awesome. They're a Christian rock band. They're awesome. My buddy's name's Mike Cochran. So yeah, go give them a follow. They're cool.
Nice.
So shot a music video for them. Christmas video. It was Oh Holy Night. It was really good.
Oh, fun.
Dare I say lit?
It was lit.
It was lit. And I was very proud of that. I was like, cool video. So we shot this video, and it was good. And I was like, okay, cool, video, cool. And then I'm like, I want to use a DSLR for video, which is, if you don't know, that's a camera, detachable lenses, like kind of a professional camera,
Right.
which was what my little cheap camera was, just a cheap one. And so I said, I want a good one. I want to shoot some video with it. So I scrounged around. I found a guy, which that could be like a whole different podcast, which maybe we could do that. But like this guy named Roger Smith, I swapped cameras with him. Or actually, no, I was going to trade him my camera. He ended up not wanting it, so I just bought it from him. Like literally all the money I had, like all of it.
Yeah.
I gave to this guy.
Oh, gosh.
And I said, this is all my money. I said, I'm going to give you this money, and I'm going to buy this camera and this lens from you, and that's all I got.
When was this?
This was in February of 2015, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2015, February 2015. So I was
You
fresh
can
out
still
of
Google stuff and say,
yeah.
immediately I'm like, did you get a deal? Like, or did
No,
you
for
like
real, I got a
research
killer
it? Like,
deal. No, I got a great deal, but for sure.
So you're
the
like,
dude
I'm
hooked me
giving
up.
this guy my money.
Dude hooked me
I
up.
know
Like
I'm
I
getting
knew,
a great deal.
I knew I was gonna. I got a Canon 6D with it was like a kit lens, but like I think I spent like $1,900 for all of it, which the camera itself at that time was worth like at least $18.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was good with the deal I got. And so anyway, we had a suit. We talked for like 4 hours. This guy's got an amazing story.
Really?
You need to get him on. He's got a crazy story. Yeah, that would be cool to get him on
Nice.
the podcast. But he anyway. So I came back home and I sat this camera and I'm like, I don't know how the heck how to use this thing. I'm like, what is this? And I knew the first thing I needed to learn how to do was shoot in manual, because like to adjust exposure. So you need to learn how to ISO, shutter speed, aperture, all that
I
stuff.
have no idea.
You
what
are
you're
speaking
talking
a
about.
different language, but okay.
Sure. and
I know what a shutter sounds like.
Yeah, well, hey, in the spring I'm teaching a momography photo class.
A
you can do
momography?
Momography, because all these moms have these
Momography.
awesome DSLR cameras and they don't know how to use them.
Well, I don't have
and
one
I
of
want to
those.
fix that. Well, you need to get
I think the one you have is a DSLR.
What you saw my
Can you
camera?
take the lens off of
I
it?
don't know. No,
It's
you
not a
can't take the lens
DSLR
off.
because the
That's
lens
like the
doesn't
giveaway
come off.
for.
Remember, you saw my
DSLR.
camera in the gym that
Oh,
time.
yeah,
Little
yeah.
camera.
The Sony.
It's a Sony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's legit.
It's
I
a
can be-
But
I can be in
you
the-
can still shoot in manual.
I can be in the
on
momography class.
it. You can.
the momography.
And you
That's
don't even have to
great.
be a mom to be in the momography class.
Well, I'm
You can be-
definitely one. That's great.
So, well,
Continue.
yeah,
I
so-
don't like that. I think if you're going to be in the momography class, you have got to. I mean, I
All
would
right.
make them bring their child and show
Moms
you.
only. So,
Bring your birth certificates because if you're not going to sneak in the momography class because
for sure.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
It's just not fair.
that's scandalous.
You're just
Yeah.
jelly because there's not a dadography class.
That's in the fall next year.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I totally.
That's just how to take pictures of cars and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, but
And beer cans.
I really am interested in this. So, what are you going to teach them?
So the class is just going to be basic lighting, basic manual functions on the camera, and I mean I'm even going to teach how to take better phone pictures because
Yes.
because
Oh,
I
wow.
need that.
that's a camera. I mean it's unbelievable what you can do with a camera.
You
phone.
know how many
It's
pictures I
amazing.
take?
Yeah,
all
I
these
do.
selfies.
I got
People
your
and their
Instagram
freaking
account, I know.
selfies.
I do selfies all the time, and I'll do one right now if y'all want me to. Just don't even try me.
Come on now. No
Anyway, go
reason.
ahead.
Well, I'll tell you. So we so I got the camera. I was like, I need to figure out how to work this thing. And I practiced. I think I practiced on like a water bottle I had in the room at the time. I was like, oh, I'll take pictures of the water bottle and try to get the exposure right. So I watched YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, and I will tell you this: anybody hears this podcast, I don't care if it's 10 or 10,000 people. Anybody hears this, if you can't teach yourself how to do something on the internet, you're just
You've
not being
got
resourceful.
problems,
You're just
yeah.
not being resourceful.
Yeah.
There, you can
True.
learn how to do anything on the internet.
I have
True.
fixed
Anything.
things on my car
True.
that
can
blow
save
my
so much
mind
money.
by
Save
watching
so
a
much money.
freaking YouTube
True.
video.
That's
So
true.
much money. So, but anyway, so we're just going to teach basic techniques and all that stuff. And
I'll say though, you need somebody that knows it because I've tried. Because her camera, I got it, and I'm like flipping through all this crap, and
it's
I'm
a
like,
lot of stuff. It's overwhelming to look
and
at.
I
a camera
started
menu.
watching like YouTube
Yeah.
videos, and I'm like, I've been watching videos for 3 hours.
Well, no, and I'll tell you this, man.
and I still can't figure out
and
how
this
to
is
get
what
it
it
to
is.
blur.
It's
you know?
trial and error. It's it took me a long time, months, to understand what was actually going on in the camera
Yeah.
before I was like, oh, I get it. Like if I adjust this and I adjust this now, and there's a light meter inside of there, and now I just use that as my gauge. I'm not even really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just like making adjustments
Yeah.
as I'm looking through the viewfinder, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'll
all
get
that
what I want.
repetition.
Exactly. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the same thing if you're lifting weights.
It's like
you
the
get better
music.
at it. Yeah, same thing in
Just all
practicing.
that repetition.
Well, the
Repetitions, and so, well, and I'll tell you. So the class is it's really just to help moms, not moms, but just people
Yeah.
take better photos and portraits and stuff because you want to document your family. And nobody can afford to get a photographer all the time.
No.
I mean, it's expensive. I know because I am one,
No,
and it's not.
it is.
It's expensive. so you want to be able to do some of that stuff for yourself. Now, for senior portraits and stuff like that, I mean, unless you just
Special
have really
occasions,
practiced
right.
and stuff, and you really are great at it, which is
Right.
great, you can save a lot of money. But hire a professional. And
Yeah.
but I mean, so
There's so many out there though that say they're professional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't
there's
even claim to
so
be a
many-
professional. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
but you are. How many?
You just
are.
got to look at the portfolio. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like,
And
you check your stuff out. You're like, okay, yeah, he's legit.
and that's more what it's about. I mean, it's not even about that professional title.
Somebody gets
Right.
a camera.
I-
they get a
I-
DSL camera, and all of a sudden they're a photographer. It's like
mean,
me
let me-
going and paying $800 for a camera.
Let
and
me go on a
saying,
tangent
I take
here.
pictures now.
Let me go on a tangent here, and then I'll come back to this.
I like tangents.
So this tangent, oh man, I'm gonna try not to get like worked up.
Get worked up.
So somebody who will
We'll
remain
break something.
anonymous here.
Okay.
Remain anonymous. So
burn him to the ground.
Throw him under the bus.
Runyon,
Nah.
you're evil.
So
Sweet people.
somebody who will remain anonymous
Okay.
had sent me a message a couple of years ago. Oh gosh.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, like, I just had never felt so like. I'll just tell the story. So I took some senior photos in Charleston and on a not, it was later in the evening and I'm really busy traffic, and we were on the sidewalk and kind of near this, like, we were near an on ramp, but we were on a pedestrian walkway, and there was like this little junction box, and I had him stand on it, took some pictures. His mom took a picture. His mom, if you're hearing this, his mom took a picture of me taking a picture of him.
Right.
And she had
We-
not had the mom class. Wait.
No, she didn't have mom
Mammography?
class. Yeah, mammography. She didn't have that yet.
But nonetheless, she was taking.
She was there, so she was like totally like okay with everything that was happening here.
Right.
So I'm taking this photo and I take it, and his mom posts the picture of me taking the picture of her son, which is fine. We're a pedestrian walkway, everything's good again. And this person messages my Facebook. I'm not friends with this person, and is like, "Hey,
And never will be.
I don't know, probably not." So good call. So this person messages me, and it's somebody I ran into maybe like I think the year before, and like I just started practicing with this camera, and I took some senior photos that year. That was kind of like my main. I like seniors and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're my favorite client for sure.
Oh, okay.
So
Like seniors
like
in
high
senior
school.
home. Okay.
Yeah, the senior I do that.
That'd be pretty cool.
I
though.
only do that one in the summer because it's warm. They get cold easy.
Right.
Trust me, I'm 43 now. I get cold. I'm
No,
starting to
just-
get cold easy.
So I'm taking pictures of these seniors, and this is like my first year. Like I'm gonna push my senior business. Like I've got senior reps. Like I'm legit. Like I'm gonna
Right.
be. My goal, and this was last fall. This is fall of 2017. So last fall, I'm like, this is my push. I'm gonna push myself into the photography industry of this area, and so I had to make my business a household name. And my goal was to literally shoot as many kids as possible, get my brand as many places as
Sounded
possible.
really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. But get my brand as many places as possible, many schools as possible, so that like people would know, okay, Joshua Sharp Imagery is legitimate.
Right.
And so anyway, this guy very early into my season of trying to do this messages my Facebook. He's like, "Hey, I ran into you at a football game last year. This was 2016."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Hey, at the time, I didn't think you had the need for anything like, off-location liability insurance, whatever." So I was asking me about my insurance policy. Like, are you insured? Because something, this is an on-ramp right here. Something really bad could happen. Like, this is a busy
That's scandalous.
intersection.
I'm an insurance guy.
Oh,
so-
yeah. I'm like, dude, he said something like, something worse could happen here. Like, it may cost more than just,
Oh man, he
like,
went
okay.
Trump style.
Oh, he was, yeah.
He was
he
doing
did.
he's doing the fear tag.
Oh, well,
Scare
and
to death.
my reply to that was, which was true, like, yeah, I'm insurance. I also have liability insurance for my clients and my equipment, so, we're good to go, but thanks for looking
Yeah.
out. And then he sent me a thumbs up emoji, and I never messaged him back.
Wait, do you have professional liability?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, Runyon, no.
I do.
Okay.
Stop. Let's just stop right
I do.
there.
I
do.
Look, I'm trying to make sure
He's
he's
an
protected.
Hey, that's all right. I appreciate it. No,
I'm
I
not
do.
trying to sell it because I don't. I'm a consultant more so for
No,
agencies.
I do,
So
for
I'm
sure.
not trying to sell. I'm just trying to make
Definitely,
I'm-
definitely.
Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Oh no, it's totally fine. And I, going into the business, like I'm still learning business things. I'm still learning, but like going into it, like I wanted to make sure that like my clients were protected, and I was protected.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it was neither here nor there. It's none of his business.
Right.
It's
Like
not
you know what I
any
mean?
of his
Like,
business.
None of your business. And like I don't even need to divulge any information to you. He just was, personally this.
I can't
this
wait till
kid
this
that
is
I was-
over so I can find out who this is.
Oh, I know.
Is he in
Don't worry.
Charleston?
Oh, he's local.
Oh,
Or
I
she.
cannot wait. Or she. I can narrow it down.
Oh, and I can't wait to show you some of their photos. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh,
But anyway, we're
they're a
gonna.
photographer.
This is going to be amazing.
This was another photo. Oh, it's great.
Oh,
I wish
So-
we
go
could
on.
YouTube
Well,
this.
keep going. Let them keep going, Runyon.
And
All right, so and then we gotta
put
get back to that
pumpkins
story.
on their heads.
Right.
Yeah, well,
so
then we'll get back to
nobody
the other
knows.
story. So he gets the messages. I reply. Nothing is said. So then I think like 2 weeks later, I got my like hella cool like sport lens in. Like this is a lens
Yeah.
I've been saving up forever. It was like a $2,600 lens. It's like yes, like I'm gonna go shoot some football sports or some football pictures, and I knew that this particular person was going to be there.
Oh yeah.
And this particular person relies on whatever is sports stuff. So like I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get on his stomping ground. And so
This is amazing.
or her,
I know.
I love this.
or her.
Or her.
So I did that. I did my thing. Gave away all the photos for free, which I'm sure was not taken very well by people who sell their photos. So and they were great. Their photos were great. And so anyway, fast forward. That's in the past. Don't even care. But like that was just an example of somebody like, especially early in your business, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna let that person like intimidate me or shut me down. One, because like their stuff's bogus, and two, like this is my goal. I'm
Right.
like I'm a very goal oriented person. Like if I say I'm gonna do something, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm gonna lose whatever amount of weight. Like it happened. Like I'm gonna
Right.
get a college degree or two. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Being in
you
the
show up a
military is
lot of
gonna
confidence.
happen.
Yeah.
So and with every step, like I've gotten more confident in my ability to do stuff. So if I say something, I'm gonna do something now, like it's probably gonna happen. It may not take a year, 2 years, maybe 5 years, but it'll happen. So after that and that that push of senior seasons, like going back to like my business and where it is now, that first season of seniors, which I would consider my 2017-2018 class, I had senior reps, which was really fun. Got kids I got to know, and at the end of the year, I'd taken over 83 seniors in Kanawha, Putnam, Cabell County, some private schools and stuff. And I could, if you'd have told me the year before that you're going to have 83 clients next year, I'd have been like, I don't know what you're smoking, but I want
That's
some because that
awesome.
is crazy.
Yeah.
So we had, I had all these seniors. It was great. And then I decided I wanted to try to move into like kind of the wedding side, because one, it's fun. Weddings are beautiful, and two, like it is a good industry to be in, financially. Like
Sure.
if
Well,
you're
yeah.
good and if you can back up your portfolio.
Right.
When I first started doing weddings, I didn't charge very much. Why should I? I don't have a portfolio
Sure. Yeah, you
to
gotta
back
build
up
it
that price.
Right.
Now I've got a portfolio where like, hey, how much is your wedding cost? Well, here's my quotes. Okay. And they say, okay, well, that's... And I'll tell you, I've never had a client... I've had clients say, potential clients say, that's out of our price range. Thank you, for, giving us whatever. But I've never had anybody say to me, that's too much or that's too much.
Right.
Because they understand, most people understand. One, the wedding business is an expensive business, but two, it is expensive for me to come. I mean, like,
Right.
I've got to bring, $15,000-$20,000 worth of gear to your wedding.
Right.
And your
Haul it
time's
around all
worth
day.
something.
I've got to
Yeah.
pay an assistant. I've got to pay myself for the hours I'm there and the hours that I want to spend on your wedding after,
Right.
and the products that I'm going to give to you.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to cost
That you're
you
gonna put
$2,500, $3,000.
And
Well,
it's-
storage. And do you
It-
know where our wedding pictures are?
Yeah, I do actually.
You do?
I do.
High five.
I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I know exactly where they
I
are.
haven't seen them for
Yes,
years.
me and Brooke and
for,
Gary
like,
looked at them a long time.
Well, you should look at them like this week.
Yeah,
Relive your.
they're so funny.
yeah, they are funny.
Yeah.
I felt so. Let me tell you a story. On our wedding pictures day, okay, the flowers were atrocious. They didn't turn out how I wanted them to, so I was already mad. But
You were mad?
I faked it for the pictures because of course you got to smile on your pictures. And then the photographer had the nerve to ask me on my wedding day,
What?
"Don't smile on this one." Wait, what? You don't want me to smile on my wedding pictures? He's like,
That's
"Be
when
serious."
it was probably coming in
No.
hard, like looking hard was
He-
coming in.
I,
Like, it
no,
was-
he said, "Don't just."
Was I there? Or was this when you were
I'm
No,
gonna
out?
have
this
to,
was
I'm gonna
my
have
first
to back
wedding.
the photographer up on you. on this
Why?
one. Because there is a very like beautiful thing about a very like neutral
I
expression.
can't do neutral.
Which is
looking.
totally fine. And if I know that, like, if I read that about you,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to do
He
that.
should have been able to read it because I'm a bubbly.
You
and
are, and I know you.
And like I'm like, you want me
But
to
for the
not?
most part, most people are, you can work with them. It does make a very beautiful portrait if you can get to very neutral, like.
Her
Well,
problem
I-
is
you
though,
see
if
him.
you start to pull a camera out right now, it does. She doesn't even have to know. She'll start smiling, and she's like somebody in
So you like feel it in the room.
That's
like,
where Brooke gets it. I
way
can't help
over
it.
there. Can like
awesome.
get
I'll
a
be like-
camera out, and she'll be like it's like they start cheesing
She's
immediately.
like, they're like, Angie, they weren't taking a picture of you. Oh.
yeah.
No, but
it's-
But what my point was after he did that, it made me so uncomfortable the rest of the time he was taking my pictures. I'm like, you don't get me at all, do you? You know what I mean? Like,
How much time did you spend with him?
he looked like
before
Ed
that,
Bundy.
though?
Remember him? He did. Oh, you might know who he is. I don't know. He's old then. He's probably, I don't know.
He's
But
probably dead by
he
now.
did look like Ed Bundy, which made me laugh. Oh, how can you not smile? But anyway.
But I mean, how
I got
could you
off topic.
expect him to know you? You haven't? Did you guys like spend time
Because
together? Were you running
no,
around?
but when I
hanging out?
said but
I
when
mean-
he said try one without smiling, and I was like, no, I don't do that. Like I don't. Then that should have been enough to say, okay, she doesn't like that idea.
Yeah, and that, you know, as if in my shoes, like that's when I would just not ask.
Right.
And then you just take the photo when they're not smiling.
And I hate that picture.
Yeah.
I don't even
that
think
was
I
way
ordered
back
it.
when.
Yeah.
I
before
think I
the
did it
Me
out of
Too
spite. I probably
movement.
would, if I would have loved that picture, I still would have not ordered it out of
Yeah.
spite. Been like, no, I didn't like.
Yeah. Like, you made me smile.
But anyway, weddings would be. My point was, weddings would be hard because
They are.
it's a stressful day.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? Senior
You
pictures.
screw
I mean, it's
anything
just
up, man. That bride will eat your face.
Oh, man.
seniors are having fun. You know, whatever. But your
Very-
wedding day.
Very structured. Very.
You know.
Yeah, it's
And-
important, and I think I kind of liked that about it because it was kind of high stakes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Like I'm about that. Like I'm cool. Like I kind of
Yeah.
like pressure. I kind of like
Right.
being put on the spot.
You
so-
do know you could ruin the day
for sure.
because like
Oh
if they
gosh,
look at
why
their
would you even
pictures,
say that?
if they look at their pictures and they're like, oh, that's their day, and,
that-
you're capturing it, so
Oh,
you
for
should
sure,
charge a
and that
little
goes through my mind all day because,
Yeah.
and that's why I want
It's
to
a lot of
create
pressure.
a friend. Like I want to create a friendly experience. I want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
I want after their wedding day, like I want them to call me up and not
Yeah.
like, maybe not like every day, but like hit me up on Facebook and be like, hey, what's up? Like hope you guys are doing well. Or,
Yeah.
hey, how are you and your girlfriend doing?
Yeah.
Asking me stuff, and I've had wedding clients do that, and
Yeah.
I think that's speaks a lot of what happens during the day and stuff,
Right.
but. Yeah, at the end of the day, with the wedding or the videography and the photography stuff, I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
did
know.
Josh and Sherry's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
we
we
ran
were
into
hanging
them
out
there.
there,
that was
and
fun.
she's pregnant.
I know that's what I was getting ready
So
to
you
say.
could do
I
belly
know.
pictures.
Like weddings
Oh.
turn into pregnancy
Oh, yeah.
pictures, pregnancy into newborn
Yeah,
pictures.
it's a very
newborn
reciprocal
into
business.
senior
I
pictures.
wonder
And
if
you-
she would let us paint her belly and take pictures.
Can
Why
we
would
do
you
it, Can
wanna
we do it
paint her
live on the
belly?
podcast?
Because we have to wait till she's at 8 months pregnant, though, so it'll be really.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
A good
Sherry's gonna
canvas,
let you
you know what I
paint her
mean?
belly.
Josh will let us.
Josh is not his belly. You want
Well,
to
it
paint
kind
Josh's
of is
belly?
because we become one, right?
Josh
I
will
was
hear
there,
this. He's
man.
a fan of this show.
That's true. He listens to all of them.
Oh yeah, she texted me today. She said that Josh loves the podcast.
Yeah.
So they were excited that I was gonna be in here.
Yeah, so you just offered to paint Josh's belly.
No, I don't want to. No, he's probably got a hairy belly.
Josh,
And he
if
might
you're
even have
listening-
he
Josh,
might
if
even
you're
have an
listening-
Audi.
If you're listening, Josh, I really hope you let him paint your belly.
And then then Josh is going to take pictures of it.
But I was
Yes!
talking about Sherry's belly.
Okay.
Can we start a business?
Yeah, we could.
Belly painting and
Belly.
photography.
Yeah, you could add that to your
Jeff's a painter.
portfolio.
Okay.
Jeff's
No, I'm not a painter.
Well, but you're an artist.
I'm a doodler at best.
You could doodle on her belly.
I'll
There you
doodle.
go.
I'll doodle on her belly.
All
All right, this is getting weird. It's getting weird.
Well, just to wrap up the whole photo thing, I don't know where it's going to end up. I
Yeah.
don't know. 5 years from now, I mean, ideally, I would love to be working for myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to say tied up in the school system. I love my job.
Yeah.
I love kids, but if I have to choose between having a report time every day and having to be and having a schedule, and if I could choose between that, working for myself and creating my own life,
Of course.
I'm probably going to choose that.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
if
if
you
it'll
love
get to that
it,
point.
And
If you're passionate about
Yeah.
it and you love it, just don't lose that, and you'll do great.
Yeah,
Right.
for
You'll be
sure.
great at it if you just don't lose that passion.
Definitely, and it's hard. Just like
Yeah.
we said before, everything,
Yeah.
anything worth having is going to be hard.
yep,
Yep.
you're right.
And I mean, I'm in a position right now with business that it's kind of tough. I'm realizing a lot of expenses that I've never had before. With product ordering and things like that.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
things that are an expense that you don't really understand on the outside looking in, and so it's tough. But
Yeah.
I'm happy. I've got a lot of encouragement from my girlfriend, from my family. I've got a lot of people in my life that I'm thankful for that help create an atmosphere that I feel like I can be successful in.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Well, you have a great story in so many different aspects.
It's a crazy one.
I feel like we need to have you back.
Yeah,
and
we
I
need
feel
to
like
do
you need
some
to
more.
bring a musical instrument. What's your before we go? What is your
Yeah,
what's your forte?
What were you playing tonight?
Yeah,
What were you playing
at the
tonight
doo-wop.
before you got
You were
here?
at the doo-wop. What were you doing?
Oh, we were at the
Playing
doo-wop.
like a trumpet or
No, I was
or
not
a
playing a trumpet. I was playing electric
saxophone.
Electric
Ooh,
guitar.
there we go. That's cool.
That's
yeah, we were.
badass.
Yeah, it was cool. So, just before we head out, like the doo-wop in Charleston was tonight, and the unit that I'm in, 249th Army Band. We were there supporting the doo-wop. They had like a veterans, thanks to the veterans and
Were
stuff.
people dressed up in those fluffy dresses and spinning each other around?
No, I wish.
It's the car doo-wop, Runyon. Anyway,
That would have been sweet.
They're playing music. People
But-
dance.
okay.
But anyway, so we were playing and stuff, but we have a rock band, part of the Army Band. We do have a ceremonial band and stuff as well, where we go and play, traditional stuff, and in those I'll play,
Were you
a little bit
covering
tuba.
anybody?
What?
Were you covering any? I don't know if I'm
Songs?
saying it right. Yeah, like I just thought it.
Oh yeah, we
I
did.
thought it'd sound cool.
We did ZZ Top. We did.
Yes!
Oh yeah. You guys missed
We
that.
actually did want to come down there, but I didn't get back till late, and then we didn't get to. But
I'll
next
let you know
time.
next time we're playing.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
So it's a cool job. I
Yeah.
play music. I get to serve. I was telling the crowd tonight. I said it's a really great job because we get to wear a uniform and we get to do what we love to do.
That's awesome.
so-
so you play it in uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Army
awesome.
Band. I mean, I went to basic training. I did
That's
all
great.
my AIT and stuff like that. I mean, we're all trained as soldiers first, and
Right.
so it's a cool career. I knew I wanted
That's
to do
awesome.
military some way or another, and being
Yeah.
able to do it and do music at the same time. I mean, I was playing
That's
rock
amazing.
music all through Peru this summer,
That's
which
so
is
great.
another podcast. But
That's so great.
Ooh, yeah, that'd
I'm
be
telling
good.
You, I'll tell you some Peru stuff. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So,
So you were doing. So you think guitar's your favorite,
in that context,
Yeah.
probably.
and you sing, I'm sure.
Come on,
yeah,
do you know
I do some-
anything? It depends on what we're rocking out to. He might have liked the drums in another setting.
I used to play the
it
drums.
just fits- hey,
Random fact you might not have known,
Yeah, for a minute.
for a hot
Right.
second.
but nonetheless, I played the drums
Hey, that's
in
all right. Did
elementary
you
school.
play the
I
drums?
rocked
Hey.
the drum set. Yes, I did. Give me a drum set and I'll show you.
She'll show you basic rock beat 4/4.
He doesn't even know. He's just
Wow.
jealous. He's just jealous.
Well, I'll
'cause
tell
he
you,
can't play
so-
one instrument.
So yeah, I mean, like it's again, being able to do that and serve, I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
teaching school, owning a photography business, doing the guard, working at church, having an amazing girlfriend. It's crazy life, but I really wouldn't choose any other one. I think it's I'm very lucky to be where I am and have the people that I know, and knowing you guys and knowing having all the friends I do. I think it's just I'm blessed more than I deserve, and I hope I never forget that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
I
you
am.
keep that attitude, you go a long way.
Yeah.
You know?
I appreciate it
Well, thanks for stopping by. Come back again.
for sure.
Next time, your girlfriend is here, but she didn't get to talk because us three just like.
We'll do
We'll do another one. Maybe
She's
we'll
gonna
talk about
come back
relationships
and
and
she's gonna
dating
talk.
and stuff like that.
we can do that for sure.
That'd be fun.
Training.
She would really love
and
that.
Because
I don't
she's a
know.
trainer as well, so
We'll do-
her and
we'll
I
do
can
a-
do our own podcast.
Heck
actually.
yeah, you should.
So-
I think she would really like it.
That'd be great. But thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
We'll do it again.
Awesome.
Thank you. That was great.